right, excuse the helmet hair. I'm actually doing this intro at the end of my trip. Most of my bicycling was the first 2 days. Today was just the 5 miles to the ferry. I was here predominantly for our ancestors' cemetery walk, which my mom grew up on this island, so she was talking about her parents and their parents and uncles and the things that she remembered growing up. And there were a lot of other families, descendants here as well, some of which still live here and some which came for it. And it was really, really neat to learn a lot more about my family. And I also enjoyed the cycling around the island a lot. This is a beautiful place, very quiet and peaceful. I'm gonna probably add a little bit of both into this video so my family and friends can see more about kind of some of my origins of my family. So bear with me for those of you that are here for just the adventure. But hopefully this will give you some ideas of things you might want to see when you're out on the island if you come out to bicycle, or just to be a tourist and look around at this really peaceful, beautiful place in the San Juan Islands. All right, I'm ready to go. I've got my Ortlieb bags. They're waterproof. I am staying inside of a building, so I don't need to bring my tent or anything like that. No sleeping bag, which my idea when I do is to put them right here on top for bike packing. But I am trying these out for the first time, and I'm all set. Glossy, so I hope it shows up. The first day I started the ferry and I went out here on Port Stanley Road around Swifts Bay. I was thinking about going out to Spencer Spit State Park, but I didn't. I kept on Port Stanley, and then I was going to go down to School Road, but I didn't go that far. I hit Lopez Sound and turned the wrong way. So I went across on Lopez Sound, and then I got to Hummel Lake. Once I got there, I realized what I'd done. So I actually came down center, which they don't recommend. And when I got down to Dill, I went across to Fisherman Bay Road and then up around Fisherman Bay, and right about here is where I stayed. This is where my mom's family's property was as well. I'm right across through here. We don't have any property on the island now. Well, I made it to the top of the hill from the ferry. I've heard it's the worst hill on the island. And I forgot to turn my Apple Watch on, so I missed the first quarter of a mile. I'd say it's about a half-mile climb. If that, probably just under. Let's come down. Woo! It's a ferry boat mailbox. Off of Ferry Lane, or Ferry Road, onto Port Stanley Road. This should wind around a little bit, hopefully get some water views. this sign. This is pretty cool. The Port Stanley mile marker. It even has Lake Stevens on it. All right, I had to get this one too for you Game of Thrones fans, of which I am also one. There's something you don't see very often. On Lopez Sound Road. Turning on Arisman Drive, and Arisman is my family name. My family doesn't own any property on the island anymore, but this is where my grandparents used to live, and this is where my mom grew up, in this area. With my family, we drove out along here to this preserve on the peninsula across Fisherman's Bay. My mom told us stories about how she used to paddle across the Fisherman Bay to get to this point here, and it was really pretty. All right, I am on the, I think it's kind of a north end of Fisherman Bay at the Fisherman Bay Preserve. I didn't bicycle here. I drove here with my family, but you can bicycle out here. It would be a beautiful bike ride. There's a bike rack even, and I saw a couple bikes in it, so I know other people have. We're gonna check out the preserve. So now I'm looking across from the preserve, across Fisherman Bay, and that dock is a dock my grandfather built. It's been probably repaired and modified since then, and the big building to the left of that dock on the shore there is a boathouse that he built. The second day I started here where we were staying and pedaled down Fisherman Bay Road out to, whoops, I turned on Airport, and then I went down Shark Reef Road. Shark Reef Park is about a 1/3 mile walk out to the coast and back. I was the only one there because I got there so early. It was so beautiful, and you can see San Juan Island across this channel and a lighthouse there. Then I turned on Burt and went down Davis and down Richardson. I cut across on Vista, and then I went down to, I was wanting to go to Agate Beach Park, but I kind of didn't do the math right. And when I got to right into this beach here, I realized that I was making the day a little bit long, and I needed to get back for the events my mom was going to be at. Whoops, a little windy out. And so I turned on Alec Bay and went out this way. And then I went around Mud Bay, which I couldn't really see Mud Bay much through here. It's a lot of private property and a lot of bushes grown up, so you can't see from the road very well. And then I just wound up Mud Bay Road all the way back up to Fisherman Bay, cut back over, and then went up to where we were staying. Day 2, just driving past Fisherman Bay, heading down to Shark Reef. So Woodman Hall has been here since my mom was little, and this is where everyone on the island would come for dances. And she said everyone would come, from the little kids clear up to the grandparents, and they'd all come for these community dances. Now I'm on Shark Reef Road. Just turned off of Airport. All right, I am here at Shark Reef Sanctuary. It is 7:30 in the morning. You cannot ride your bike into the sanctuary. It looks like, judging by the trees, maybe a 1/4 mile or 1/2 mile to the coast there, and there is a bike rack. So I think I'm gonna lock up my bike and hope for the best and just take a short walk. Let's check it out. at the current just ripping through this channel. This is the gravestone of my great-grandparents, Anna Nilsson and Jens Christian Kiergaard. Another thing I did not on my bicycle, but it would be something that if you came down to this end of the island to check things out, we went out here on Watma Head Road. It's a narrow dirt road in this area, and then there's a 1/4 mile walk to get to this really beautiful little bay. You can kind of tell from this map that this is a big rock cliff on this side and then quite a steep bank on this side. And this little narrow bay there has this beautiful little pebble beach, and it was really picturesque and I thought really neat place to go. So thank you for bearing with me as I not only explored Lopez Island, which now I know the locals call Lopez Island, but also kind of discovering some roots of my family that I was not old enough to appreciate previously. And it's very surreal to be pedaling around an island and seeing names that are my family on the street signs. Definitely a lot to think about, but what an incredible adventure. We also drove down to Richardson, where there was once a 2-story shop where kids like to ride their bikes down to get ice cream. Today was the shortest day, and I just basically went to the ferry. So instead of cutting up Fisherman Bay, I cut over on Lopez Road and went through here, across on Ferry Road, and then all the way back down to the ferry. So it's been one heck of an interesting weekend, and just couldn't have asked for better weather most of the time either. There's a little bicycle staging area here, and there's a ferry coming in.